So, good morning, you awesome people. I'm Wayne. I'm an alcoholic. This is One Sober to Another, today's daily reflection for 16 November 2020, a daily reprieve. Let's go. All right, you awesome people. I hope you had a good weekend. I hope it was a sober weekend. And if it wasn't, I'm glad you got through it. And we're going to get into today's daily reflection. Are you ready? A daily reprieve. What we really have is a daily reprieve contingent on the maintenance of our spiritual condition. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 85. Maintaining my spiritual condition is like working out every day. Planning for the marathon, swimming laps, jogging. It's staying in good shape spiritually, and that requires prayer and meditation. The single most important way for me to improve my conscious contact with a higher power is to pray and meditate. I am powerless over alcohol, as I am to turn back the waves of the sea. No human force had the power to overcome my alcoholism. Now I am able to breathe the air of joy, happiness, and wisdom. I have the power to love and react to events around me with the eyes of a faith in things that are not readily apparent. My daily reprieve means that no matter how difficult or painful things appear today, I can draw on the power of the program to stay liberated from my cunning, baffling, and powerful illness. Whew, man, I could talk about that for hours, but I only got about 5 minutes. So, my cunning, baffling, and powerful disease. You know, my alcoholism took me to the depths of hell. And somehow I came out on the other side. That was the first and second time. Alcohol is cunning, baffling, and powerful. It creeps up and makes me feel like I can drink and be okay. Given the circumstance, it might not have been that bad. So what? I rolled over a car. I'm alive. That means I can celebrate being alive with a drink. Right? No, not really. That's the alcohol talking. And that's the part of my brain that has been saturated with alcohol to the point where that's pretty much my survival mode. I was talking to a friend last night about this on Reddit, and you know, alcohol is toxic, and the more we put it into our bodies, the more our body thinks that we need it. I can go in more, but I'm gonna kind of hang out right there and go into no human power had the ability to cure my alcoholism, right? And this is where my higher power comes into play. I went to rehab. I did, and I was very happy, very on cloud nine, riding the pink cloud, and you know, everything was good. Everything was, you know, going fantastic. I had coping skills, I learned strategies and everything else. Day 2.5 after coming out of rehab, I was right back at it. Matter of fact, on the way home, so I stayed at my family's house on that weekend that I got out of rehab. I'm very happy, very successful, very determined not to drink. And then on the way home from there, which was about a 4-hour drive, I ended up stopping at a gas station, and I picked up a rack of beer. And I think within maybe 6.5 hours, that rack of beer was gone. And there I was, back at it again for 2 years. Alcoholism is a very rough thing to get over, as well as addiction. And the only way we can do it is through the strength of our higher power. We need to meditate. I need to meditate and pray in order to make that a reality. I can want to drink, not to drink all day long. And my alcoholism is going to provide me the excuses I need in order to drink, in order to give my body what it got so used to having. It's it's gonna win if I don't reach out and if I don't stop myself from taking the first drink. And that's the reality of our disease. The other reality is, might not make it back from a binge or a relapse. That's the harsh reality of it. So my daily reprieve is to thank God for my sobriety and to ask for another day without a drink and to thank God for the health of my family and to put my faith into, in my case, God's hands, so that I don't have to drink for it. I don't have to drink today. That's what it boils down to me. And one day at a time is how I have to do it. I can try to think in the mad future. I can try to think in the past and stay stuck in the past. But that alcoholism is cunning, baffling, and powerful. And it is devious the way that it wants to creep in my disease and tell me that it's okay. Many people who have had years of sobriety, I mean, in some cases, other cases, decades, and then they end up going back out. Why is that? It's not because they want to, so to speak. Because who wants to go to, you know, waking up underneath of a frickin' M1 Abrams tank, or throwing themselves out of a window, or cutting themselves so that they can feel something again. You know, and these were all my cases, of course. Nobody else's, because I can only speak for me. This is a serious matter, you know, our disease, and so is addiction, you know, of any type really. And it's the daily reprieve that gets me through, you know. What we really have is a daily reprieve contingent on the maintenance of our spiritual condition. If my spirituality is not intact, and I can be physically healthy and strong all day long, but if my spiritual condition is broken, because that's what it was before, my disease will win. And I simply have to reach out to my higher power and ask for that strength and courage to not drink today and to get through it. And it sounds like it's a lot of work. Well, guess what, folks? It is. Because it was a lot of work for me to be drunk for 23 years. I have to put in a lot of work in order to stay sober for the rest of my life, in order to live sober. Food for thought. I want you guys to take that one to the bank, and I want you to remember this one, a daily reprieve. And if you get the opportunity to either look in the daily reflections or to look into Alcoholics Anonymous, page 85, that could be the difference between you going back out or you living a life and thriving in sobriety. Choices are yours. And unfortunately, I can't make that choice for you. I wish I could, but I can't. Have a good day, folks. One sober to another. Guess what? I'm gonna see you in the next one. Have a good day.